Imagine this. It's 3 a.m. Your phone buzzes, wildfire alert. You have minutes to get out, not hours, not even half an hour, just minutes. You grab your bug-out bag, throw it in the car, and go. But here's the thing, that bag might not save your life. It might actually get you killed. Most preppers think, if I have a bug-out bag, I'm good. But according to FEMA, the average household has less than 10 minutes to evacuate once a major alert is issued. That's barely enough time to think, let alone correct bad decisions already packed in your bag. In Switzerland, civil protection authorities found that during drills, people often panic pack or grab bags they haven't checked in months. The result? Useless gear, missing essentials, and overstuffed packs that slow them down. Here's the wake-up call. Nearly 90% of bug-out bags we've reviewed online are flawed in a way that could cost lives. Not because they're missing gear, but because they're built on myths. This video will break those myths, show you what the pros actually recommend, and help you build a kit that works when it truly matters. Let's get real. Most people don't die because they don't pack a bag. They die because they packed the wrong one. So what are they getting wrong? And why does it matter so much? Most people think they're prepared just because they own a bug-out bag. But owning a bag isn't the same as being ready. In fact, most bug-out bags are packed more like camping gear hauls than real-life survival kits. They're filled with tools people don't know how to use, missing the things that truly matter when every second counts. Let's start with one of the biggest myths. More gear means more prepared. In reality, more gear often means more weight, slower movement, and faster exhaustion. The Department of Homeland Security recommends carrying no more than 15–25% of your body weight in an evacuation scenario. Yet many YouTube-inspired bags easily top 40 pounds. Another myth? That military gear is the best. While it looks tactical, it's usually designed for trained soldiers in combat, not civilians in evacuation scenarios. That oversized rucksack may carry a lot, but can you carry it for 5 miles on foot under stress? There's also the false belief that a single bag can handle every situation. The truth? Urban evacuation needs are completely different from wilderness survival, and very few people build their kits around their actual environment. According to the Swiss Civil Protection Office, most people fail not because they forget something, but because they pack based on assumptions, not needs. That includes relying on trendy gear rather than tested essentials. Bottom line, you're not prepared just because you bought a bag. You're prepared when every item in that bag has a reason, and you know how to use it under pressure. So if more gear, military surplus, and generic lists won't save you, what will? The answer lies in understanding the real dangers hidden inside the average bug-out bag. Let's unpack those next. So, what exactly are the fatal mistakes hiding in most bug-out bags? Let's start with the most common one: overpacking. According to FEMA and the Red Cross, once your bag exceeds 25% of your body weight, your mobility drops fast. That means slower escapes, more fatigue, and a higher chance of injury. In one Swiss civil protection drill, evacuees carrying overloaded packs had a 60% higher failure rate completing the route. Next, packing for the wrong environment. A forest survival kit won't help much in urban unrest. And a cold weather bag stuffed with thermal gear is useless during wildfire evacuations. Most people don't build their bags for their location, they build them from online videos. Another flaw? No water sourcing plan. Bottled water runs out quickly, yet many bags still skip filtration tools entirely. FEMA recommends at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. But in mobile scenarios, that's impossible to carry. A lightweight filter, however, can give you access to clean water almost anywhere. Then there's the gear you've never used trap. Fancy fire starters, tourniquets, or radios won't save you if you don't know how they work. Swiss Civil Protection found that in over 70% of panic scenarios, people couldn't access or use the most critical items in their bags. And perhaps the most overlooked danger? Poor organization. If your medication is buried beneath socks and rope, it's not available when you need it. Life-saving tools must be accessible within seconds, not minutes. Finally, the one-size-fits-all mindset. A bug-out bag for a healthy 30-year-old won't work for a diabetic senior or a family with toddlers. These flaws aren't just inconvenient, they're deadly. The good news? Every single one of them is preventable. Now that we know what not to do, Let's dig into what government agencies like FEMA, DHS, and NATO actually recommend, and how it flips everything you thought you knew on its head. Forget the flashy gear lists you see online. The real experts, FEMA, DHS, NATO, the Red Cross, and Swiss Civil Protection, follow a very different set of standards when it comes to bug-out readiness. And unlike internet hype, their recommendations are based on actual emergencies, field data, and tested outcomes. Let's start with FEMA. Their official 72-hour emergency kit focuses on the bare essentials: clean water, necessary medications, sanitation supplies, important documents, maps, and multi-use tools. Not 10 knives, not solar panels, just what keeps you alive and moving. The Department of Homeland Security adds a key factor most people miss: weight. According to DHS guidelines, your pack should not exceed 15–25% of your body weight. That means if you weigh 160 pounds, your bug-out bag should max out around 30–40 pounds, gear and water included. NATO goes even further. Their emergency planning handbook introduces the concept of the fatigue index, a calculated metric showing how fast someone wearing gear becomes physically compromised over time. The point? Heavier packs don't just slow you down, they shorten how far you can travel, especially in rough terrain or extreme weather. Swiss Civil Protection takes a modular approach. They break preparedness into 3 levels: the immediate bag, for the first 5 minutes, the evacuation pack, for up to 3 days, and the stay bag, if sheltering in place. Each one has a purpose. This makes sure you're not relying on one overloaded pack for every scenario. Medical readiness is another key difference. The Red Cross emphasizes packing prescription medications, EpiPens, blood sugar monitors, and basic wound care supplies. Most civilian bags skip these entirely, yet these are the things that often matter most in real emergencies. Finally, all these agencies stress adaptability. Your kit should change with the seasons, your location, and your health. No checklist is permanent. Preparedness is a living process, not a one-time purchase. So when it comes to what actually works, forget the gimmicks. Follow what emergency professionals use themselves. Tested, flexible, and realistic systems built around real-world threats. Let's now turn all this data into practical action. Here's how to actually build a bug-out bag that's smart, efficient, and based on official standards, not survival fantasy. Now that we know what the experts recommend, let's turn that knowledge into action. Building the right bug-out bag starts with one thing: knowing your most likely threat. Step 1 is defining your scenario. Are you prepping for wildfire evacuation, civil unrest, floods, or chemical spills? Your location, local hazards, and time of year determine everything, from the type of shoes you pack to whether you need N95 masks or a rain poncho. Step 2 is priority packing. Think in 3 zones: immediate, on body; essential, inside your bag; and optional, staged near your exit. Your immediate zone includes ID, phone, knife, and medication, items you can reach in seconds. Essential includes food, water filters, tools, hygiene, and first aid. Optional might be comfort items, spare clothes, or electronics, helpful but not mission critical. Step 3 is organization. The Swiss Civil Protection model uses a simple color system: red tags for life-saving gear, yellow for support items, and gray for non-essentials. This helps in moments of stress, when even a few seconds matter. Step 4. Test your pack. Strap it on, walk a 2–3 mile route, and track your energy level. Can you move quickly and stay balanced? If not, your pack is too heavy or poorly balanced. Step 5. Perform quarterly checks. Gear fails, batteries die, meds expire. FEMA recommends reviewing and updating your kit every 90 days to keep it functional and seasonally appropriate. Lastly, pack for who you are. Your body, health, fitness level, and family situation matter. A fit 25-year-old can carry more than a 60-year-old with a heart condition. That's not judgment. It's survival math. When your bag is based on threat, body, and reality, not internet trends, it stops being a liability and starts being a tool. But even a well-packed bag won't help if you don't know how to use it. Let's now talk about how to test your gear and yourself before the real emergency hits. A bug-out bag isn't ready until it's tested by you in your environment under real conditions. That's not just advice. It's standard practice in emergency management. Start with a timed walk. Load your bag and hike 3 miles on varied terrain. Monitor fatigue, posture, and hot spots. If you're drained after 30 minutes, your pack is too heavy or poorly balanced. The Red Cross recommends evacuation gear be wearable for hours, not just minutes. Next, test accessibility. Can you reach your flashlight, water, or medication in under 30 seconds? In a real crisis, digging through a cluttered bag wastes time you may not have. Try a home drill. Set a timer for 5 minutes and simulate a nighttime evacuation. Can you grab your bag, collect your family, and exit safely? FEMA's Community Emergency Response Team, CERT, uses similar drills nationwide. Test in different weather. Spend 15 minutes outside in winter gear. Does your bag help or hurt your chances of staying warm and dry? Use free tools like gear inventory apps to log expiration dates, battery life, and weight tracking. The goal is simple. Know your bag like a firefighter knows their turnout gear. Because when time runs out, your gear has to work without hesitation. Now that your bag is tested, let's talk about the truth no one wants to hear. Even the best kit has limits. Here's the hard truth. A bug-out bag won't save you. You will. The biggest myth in the preparedness world is that gear equals survival. It doesn't. Mindset, decision-making, and situational awareness matter far more than what's in your pack. The best bag in the world is useless if you panic, freeze, or choose the wrong moment to run. That's why agencies like FEMA and the Tokyo Municipal Government focus just as much on when not to evacuate as they do on how to leave. In many cases, sheltering in place is the safer option. A bag is not a plan. It's a tool within a larger strategy. Survival comes down to training, not just tools. Do you know your exit routes? Can you make decisions under pressure? Have you practiced with your family? Preparedness isn't about stuff. It's about readiness. The people who survive aren't the most equipped. They're the most aware. So now that we've stripped away the myths and focused on reality, what's the next step? Let's bring it all together. If you've made it this far, you already think differently. And that's your biggest asset. Preparedness isn't a checklist. It's a mindset built on logic, planning, and constant improvement. So here's your next move. Go through your current bug-out bag and compare it against FEMA's 72-hour checklist or the Swiss Civil Protection model. Remove anything you can't use, carry, or justify. Then test it, walk with it, use the tools, adjust, learn. Your bag should evolve with your environment, your body, and the threats you actually face, not some fantasy scenario online. Want to take it further? Join your local CERT team. It's free, it's practical, and it teaches you real-world emergency response. Or challenge yourself. Time your evacuation drill and share your results in the comments. This community is about facts, not fear. About smart thinking, not panic buying. So drop the myths, pack with purpose, and keep learning. Because survival isn't luck. It's the result of thinking one step ahead. Subscribe, share this with someone you care about, and let's build a smarter, stronger preparedness community together.